I am my mother's daughter. I mean, you saw how organized she is. Hi, everybody. This is apparently Thursday Thunder because it seems to stay at Thursday.
Yep. She nicknamed promises for Thursday, but yet we're here every Thursday.
It just seems to work out that way. That's great. Oh, let me put this on comments too. But yeah, I want to really fast find where this has come on and post it over to my other page. But I have some other sales and stuff. Kelly, did you want to speak of your sales before I get into mine?
So,
I mean, I can do mine either way.
So right now on my page, I have for the whole month of February quite a few specials going on. There's Hex Your Ex, which is the most popular. Yeah, 'tis the season. There's also deep soul connection readings. Those there's really no time limit on, just due to the depth that goes into them. I try not to put a time limit on those. And there's one other special, I believe, at the moment. I might throw another one up there in the middle of the month. We'll see, depending on how booked I get. But that's what we got going on. You can check that out on my page.
I've also posted it to my pages, I believe.
Well, thank you.
I love you.
That's it for right now. The Cockatrice special that's gone away. That was fun to do. So thank you guys that went ahead and did that. That was an evil eye removal. I might do that next month as well, just due to the demand.
I've decided, because for me, when I think of February, I just think of Valentine's Day, and I've never been big on Valentine's Day, period. So I've decided, for as far as I'm concerned, it is now Soul Food Month. And so with that, I have, for my products, it's buy two and get one free. Does not matter what the products are, it's buy two and get one free. But if you want to buy more than 3 products, then I'm making it into a personal kit for you. You can decide what you want, or I often have people who just call me up and ask what Spirit says they should have. Either way, but if it's more than 3 items, it's 30% off your entire price. So that is one sale that I have going on. I am hoping, I'm still playing a little bit. I plan on bringing out a dragon line right around President's Day, but I'm still making sure that I'm satisfied with it before it actually comes out. I'm hoping that I will also start making like some seals inside of Oregon. That might be coming out shortly as well. That all really depends on where the dragon line comes out. And then last but not least, at this moment, I did just put out today, and this is more for those people who come in on a weekly basis. So I was trying to fix it to help those people out. It is like a shaman on retainer. So it's a little bit of the soul food, the soul healing energy, but also the warrior wisdom. And with that, it is expensive. It's $333 for the month to be on retainer. However, with that, you get access to me, for at least one session for an hour every week of the month. It is for 30 days, period. So it will always go from when you purchased it to the next one. You will get sessions of healing with it, whether it is Reiki, whether it's psychic surgery, or repair, debris removal, anything that is along that line, as long as I'm not doing entity removals. So I will be adding that into sending you the energy. Plus, you'll get a kit of I believe it's $40 value of a drop shipment to you that you can either choose or that Spirit will choose for you. So yes, it's a large price, but you more or less have access to me, every single week. You have healing coming in twice a month, and then you get products. So if you're interested, just contact me, because I do plan on putting it on the Etsy shop. But for some reason, I'm having problems downloading the file into the Etsy shop. So at this moment, you'd have to contact me. With that being said, before I even got on the phone with Kelly tonight, the first card that I had that came out is the Maestro. And it's speaking to us, and it's funny because it came with, Kelly may remember this. I always, you see the crystal it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always call it the fairy crosses. I don't know the proper name, but I always call it the fairy crosses. And for me, when the fairy cross crystal comes out, it means that the energy of the other world is starting to really be in your face more and more and more. Along with this card is speaking to us of the understanding, community, and integrity. So it is the spiritual energy coming in. But this card is also, the way I'm seeing it, is standing in, like I was saying in the weekly Breaking the Cage, coming into your Yoda, coming into your higher energy, but within that power of spirit, psychically, and knowing the difference, because this is coming from a higher dimensional energy. And I feel it's very important right now, because you are still getting hit with some of those negatives very hard. And you're going to get shown some of those negatives, but it's highly important to stay in your positivity. Manifestation is coming in fast. Oh, Kathy, before I pull for Gracie, I noticed that you'd sent 5 for you and for Audrey. I don't know if you're wanting me to pull all 3 or if you're wanting Kelly to pull any, so let us know before we pull for you. Thanks.
So I have Strength in Reverse, which plays really well off of her first card. Strength in Reverse speaks to weaknesses being exposed, things that need to be guarded heavily, and just be aware of, the things that you relay to others, the things that you share amongst people you think that are friends. People say don't share certain things with friends because later on, if you guys split, they could use that to their advantage, use that against you. So be very careful. Keep an eye out, a listening ear, things like that, and just mind how much you relay to other people.
When I went to go pull cards, I had one that flew out and then one that I pulled. So, normal for me for 2 cards. The first one that came out is Chiron, which in astrology is the wounded healer. It's the wounded healer. It's the gateway to your wholeness. It is dormant energies that are coming forward for you to learn about denials that you've been in, that you were unconscious to. But what I'm also getting, this is Hebrew. So, I know y'all can't understand what none of this means. In Hebrew, it's the lamb. And I'm breaking it down as fast as I can into quick for the show. And it is the heart that understands that higher knowledge. So it's speaking to us of manifesting from a higher spiritual perspective, bringing healing to that Chiron energy. It is to learn, but then to also teach what you're learning. It's in a form of flying tower. So it's above the normal gravity, above the normal 3-dimensional energy. So this is allowing that healing to take place and start the new cycle by not just learning it, but also teaching it as you go. You're not just the lamb, you're also the shepherd.
It's a big duality.
Yeah.
So we have 4 of Knives or 4 of Swords. A very interesting take on 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is normally about taking a break, just, making sure that we're well rested. Here, this is more of a time of reflection, how she's near the statue and just maybe whispering to the statue, listening to the wind that's going through her hair. It's about, again, watching out for signs and things like that that may be kind of flicking you in the forehead and you're not quite grasping at the moment.
All right. I'll pull for Gracie and then I'll pull for you, Kathy. But let me first get this card out because both decks were the same color and I got thrown off as to where I was directed. So give me a second. Uranus and Genesis. It's the beginning. Same thing I've been saying the whole time. It's the beginning of coming into your true authenticity. Levels of yourself, of your freedom, of your individuality, your uniqueness, your muchierness that you don't even know, but we're coming into that. And we've been noticing a lot of us who do spiritual work. We've been noticing that, you know, we have a big compassionate heart, but that we're getting meaner. And when Spirit put it to me the other day, this is part of this Uranus, is it's not that we're getting meaner. It's that we're becoming less naive. We're not putting up with the bullshit anymore. We're starting to truly find who we are and stand in that authority and keep it up. Hi, honey.
Okay, in the meantime, we have the Lovers reversed while I'm pulling for Audrey, but Lovers reverse speaks to the collective. It's speaking about not so much intimate relationships with other people physically, it's more so inner conflict within ourselves that we need to get resolved. It's more so about making sure that we're giving ourselves the love and attention that we may be giving to our community, work, family, whatever. It's time to take for ourselves, spoil ourselves, be a little selfish.
Hold on, I'm finishing up for Gracie. Well, this is a little bit weird. Okay, the first thing that I'm getting out for Gracie is the Star card. And a lot of times you'll hear all these other tarot people will be like, you don't get the Star card without going through Hellfire first, okay? But I see it more from the Hebrew aspect, and it's the hook. The Star is the hook, meaning like if you were fishing and you throw the hook out there, you want to get the best fish you could when you're fishing. So you want the best energy is what this Star card is about. It is saying you are that hook. You are the manifestation that's also bringing the energies to you. Okay, the hook is, again, whatever you are sending out that hook, line, and sinker for. If you were fishing, you're always wanting the big fish. You don't want the, just eel, the bad, funky junk. So the idea is to understand that. But what's coming with it is the devil. The devil is not necessarily a bad card, but it is, let me tempt fate. Let me just try. Let me just, I can get away with anything. That's kind of where the devil goes with this energy. It's try and find out. Considering it's coming with the Star card, it's not exactly telling you that that's smart. Because what I'm getting with it is valor. And this is, even though Gracie may not have been following me, I know Kathy does. And this is where I come into that patents of nobility. This is earning your spiritual rights for the energies of what's been going on in your life. And where are you standing? Are you more noble and stand in your power? Or are you free willy-nilly, let me just see what I could get and being a little too cocky? possibly, and throwing out energy that might come back not good, because the last thing here is obsession. So whatever you're putting your mind into the most is what you're going to attract. And I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about here, and we will be talking more about this later. But what right now is you need to be in control of your own thinking process, because it has a lot to do with everything going on around you.
Okay, so for Audrey, we have some pretty interesting stuff here. The theme here is about taking action and maybe taking it a little more recklessly than necessary. That's not really a bad thing in whatever instance. Here we start really strong with Sekhmet. Sekhmet is a warrior. She's known for her bloodlust, but also she can be very motherly. It's about using that bloodlust, that tact that she has to get things done. Because we have Prince of Wands in reverse. So the prince here is the page. For whatever reason, it's princes and then lords and then kings and queens. So the page is about naivety when it comes to communication, but it's more so about getting ideas out there. So whatever she needs to get done, she needs to do it with a little finesse, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, which speaks to the world being her oyster, more so in a karmic sense. So if she's up against some heavy opposition for whatever reason and whatever she's got planned, maybe there's people trying to steer her away for whatever reason because they don't think it's best for her or whatever. I mean, she's number one at the end of the day. She knows what she wants and what she wants to go after, because we have the Lord of Grails or Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is about letting those emotions flow a little more, letting people know that, yeah, it may be out of her comfort zone, but she's going for it because it's necessary. It's what she wants. You know, the heart wants what the heart wants. As cliche as it sounds, she needs to go for it.
Kelly, did you see what Janet sent?
Yep.
Okay. Janet, I will come back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull for Kathy next. Then I'll do one again for the collective, and then I'll go back for your one card, just so you don't think that I forgot you. Because I wanted to pull for the collective before I went back in for Kathy. And what I'm getting is obstacles. It's the risk versus the limit. It is, you know, unexpected obstacles, basically, that are coming in, you know, from all different directions. Difficulties and feeling of hopelessness or struggling and discouragement. This is more or less a test. It's a test because it's giving you the test of going, are you willing to push up into that higher vibration? I mean, and it's coming with a mushroom. So it's going into the mycelium network, literally, which I see is the vast, when we think of like the tree of life, we think of as above, so below, and that it can flow either direction. But the mycelium network is the energy that is kind of like those wastelands where everything hides, but the network is still communicating with every single thing that's in you as well as outside of you. And yes, there's obstacles about the vibration you're creating, the direction you're creating, and we are having some tests right now. But if you keep pushing through, you're going to put a pulse into that mycelium network that's going to shift everything. But you've got to stay in the positive again. And again, I'm being given the fairy cross. So for me, this is also speaking to you about whatever you got to do to get into your like cartoon land that keeps you in that more positive energy.
Okay, so Janet, I have your two cards here. We're starting off pretty cool with the Fool. The Fool speaks to endless opportunities. He's the very start of the tarot. There's just, it's boundless potential. Even though the Fool is aptly named the Fool, there's so much there. There's so much passion, so much action, creativity, and things like that. And you need to pull the trigger on whatever you've been wanting to do, because we have Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords, like I said, pages are beginning of the royals and they're a little bit naive. They stumble and fumble, but they get things done to achieve knighthood and then king or queendom, whichever. Page of Swords, though, it's taking action and being hasty. You know what needs to be done. You got to stop spinning your wheels. Get it done now while, the month's still fresh.
All right, Kathy. Ooh. What I have, I'm sorry, she'll know why I'm laughing. Simplicity. Stop trying to make it such a big situation. Stop trying to make it such a big situation. You're blowing it up more bigger than you need to be. I don't want to say dumb it down, but dumb it down. I saw a meme earlier, and I'm going to send it to you, that says something along the line of, having your third eye open, being awake. It's not any fun. Half the time we have to dumb ourselves down just to fit in and talk to everybody around us. I'm not telling you to not follow everything. I'm saying stop pushing it, because simplicity, it's like what we were saying the other day. If you're expecting it on the right, you could be for sure the answer is going to be on the left, and you're just missing it. So make things simpler. Don't try to make it too hard. The next thing is be adventurous with it. Have fun. Stop trying to make it a chore. The situation at hand, or what we were talking about, just in general with life, have some fun with it. Try new things. Take a chance. But sensitivity is what's going to make it all true. This is tapping into the depths and the truth and feeling your way through it. The next thing I have is, that's when the expansion will come. That's when things will open up and you'll start to see things from a new perspective. I just feel like this is just a stepping stone, but there's no right or wrong on how long it takes us to walk those steps, as long as we keep walking them.
So we have 5 of Grails or 5 of Cups in reverse. 5 of Cups is not a very happy card when it comes to Cups. It's normally about regrets, turmoil, things like that. With it being inverted, it's inward, it's trauma. I don't quite know what is really keeping people down, but it's something that it was out of your control. And it's making sure that we're not rubbing our nose in things, making ourselves eat shit, beating ourselves up, things like that. It's about not necessarily getting over things, but learning how to maneuver out of them to better ourselves and have a better headspace for the upcoming years.
Okay, this one's for the collective. Like I said, Jen, and I'm going to come back for yours in a second. This one's for the collective. This one is, what is it? The 8 of Wands. And for me, this is one time I don't see this as Hebrew. I see it more as runes. And for me, this looks like a fence, okay? And I literally am seeing this in blue. For me, this is coming into your inner peace, coming into your comfort zone within the growth of being able to communicate, speak, and be who you are. Learning how to do this. But like I said, this for me connects with the 8 of Wands, connects with Indus, which for me is your 4 equals your 1. It's your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. If you are out of control or out of balance in any one of those, then you are out of balance. And it is very hard to stay in balance in all 4 of those. But it is something that we all have to keep in check. This is the interweaving of the activity of our wands, of our source, of our fire, of our desires, but being one with ourselves as we do it and accepting that.
So we have the World in reverse. Quite a few majors in reverse tonight. That speaks to, much like the World, lack of completion, lack of overcoming things, immaturity on a more mental level. And that's not putting anybody down. It's just, again, certain hurdles, because hey, we're only human and humans got a human, right? So it's just trying to figure out and weed through what doesn't suit us anymore, what have we been holding on to that is, again, out of our control, and just really severing those ties, banishing them, or, you know, if you can, use them to your advantage, not in a manipulative way, but use them to get ahead, use them to better yourself.
Well, Janet, you ended up with 3 cards. First off, I'm getting destiny. So this is following your destiny, stepping into the path that you're supposed to, having the courage to do it, going forward boldly, stepping into a new whatever. I feel like I'm hearing the beginning of a movie. Okay, so stepping into that destiny. But what's coming with it is, this is, what is it? It's the 6 of Pentacles, but I don't use this deck the way, you know, most tarot does. Look at this image. This person's on a throne, and like they're all beggars, is the way I'm seeing this. They're all beggars. They're all begging for your time, begging for your attention, begging for anything that they can get. Gimme, 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 help, help, help. But this is saying, make sure that you're in the right power while you're on that throne, where you're going in the direction, making sure that you are standing responsibly. This is it's supposed to be like the messenger of wands, but what I feel like what's important here is her staff is lighting up. Her staff is lighting up and directing her. She is allowing spirit to direct her, not being cocky in her own knowledge. And even though they're beggars, she's still doing it right. She's still earning her paintings of nobility. She's still doing the right thing, which is taking you all the way back to standing in your destiny. So just stay in that focus. Stay in that direction.
So we have the Empress in reverse. It speaks to lack of growth, not coming into our power as we should be. We should have been doing that shit the last couple of years, really. And understandably, with certain things that may be out of our control, sure, I'll give it to you. But the things that were in our control that we were just really lazy about, and we just didn't really want to give it our all because of X, Y, and Z, outside parties mainly that really tried to keep us under their thumb. Come on, like, preschool is over. Let's move on. We gotta be better. We gotta do better. Bells has warned you guys for shit ever. So now's the time.
I love that. Kelly's been doing the same thing. It's not just me. You're welcome, Kathy, and you're welcome, Janet. I am going to say, Margaret, you did ask for a card reading, but I don't see you here. So I'm waiting to see if you pop up before I pull your card. If you don't, then I will send it to you directly, and I won't waste the other people who are watching's time by pulling yours. I'll do yours separate. But if you're here, let us know that you're here. The next card that I have is the Prince of Cups. And this is emotionally testing that temptation, but in a very self-assertive, self-secured way. So in a form, this is a very good thing. This is stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things by believing in yourself. It's finding a little bit of that healing in the mystery of what you don't know, because you are willing to try something new. So this is about giving yourself that chance. It's a prince. You're going in the right direction. Trust that inner emotional waters to lead you the right way, but also allow yourself to be adrift a little bit. You don't know everything yet, but it's some trial and error of trying and finding out. So, I mean, don't be too hard on yourself if you fall on your face a little bit, but you learn something that still moves you in the right direction.
So we have 4 of Swords in reverse this time. We had this before, but in the upright position, it's lack of self-care, lack of just overall listening, taking action, things like that. So just keep in mind that, you know, we can take a break every now and then. We don't have to kick our own ass to sit there and be like, oh no, we can push for another hour, so on and so forth. You know, the dishes are still going to be there, so you can take a 5-minute break and just chill, just be quiet and unplug.
Playing off of what Kelly was saying is this next card. It agrees and it disagrees. It just depends on your level of where you're going with that. Because what I'm having is the 12th house, and it is escape. The 12th house is a great place to hide your skeletons in the closet. It's a great place to be in denial. It's a great place to escape reality. It's fantasy, smacks you in the face with harsh reality. We have Venus now in that 12th house with Neptune. So it's good to take a break. It's good to love yourself. It's good to bring yourself that healing you need. But don't get in there so comfortable that you stay there and you get nothing done. Take the break. Give yourself the pampering you need. But don't get comfortable. Don't stay there, because then you're going to be right back into not actually accomplishing what you're trying to do. Do what you need, but don't turn it into, well, we've been doing that for 3 weeks now.
So we have another major in reverse. All right. So we have the Sun in reverse. Unfortunately, Sun in reverse speaks to just overall the normally it's dealing with fertility issues for some people, where that's obviously an issue. That's why I said fertility issue. But it's about being reclusive as well, not really living up to the full potential. We got a spam bot thing in here.
Yeah, I'm blocking them.
Okay. But it's about not being in that hermit mode. The Hermit is a separate card for a reason, as it should be. The Hermit has its own great attributes and values. The Sun needs to be upright. It needs to be radiant. It needs to be the healer. It needs to be a beacon for those that enjoy sunlight. My uncooked chicken ass does not, but other people do. Like, this time of year is not good for a lot of people. They just don't want to do anything due to the weather, and they look for sunny days to go out and bloom and flourish. So maybe you need to be that for somebody around you.
Interesting what Kelly's saying, considering what I just pulled. This for me would be the Shaman, or a form of the Shaman. One of the things the Shaman is known for. It's calling the storm. Remember, you create your own reality. But sometimes you also have to be the one who's, showing the path, who's helping them walk it. And sometimes that means it's thrash time. Calling the storm is calling the elements, and it's in a form, it's calling on the energies, the entities, the elements into you're coming in to work with me now, and I'm going to have some control, and I'm going to direct this where it needs to be directed. But this is saying also, as the Shaman, you're the one that's responsible for leading the group and showing the way that it's going. So what are you leading? What are you doing? What are you directing? And how much of your muchierness How much of your inner shaman, how much of your inner divine power are you actually accessing and working with? Because there's a bunch of questions there that give you the opportunity to really sit back and think about it.
Always a good case for reflection. Which, speaking of the Hermit, asking, here he comes. We have the Hermit in reverse. This speaks to isolation, whether it's your doing or the doing of others. I think with the tie-in of the Sun, it may be your own doing. Be careful with that. As much as I say, watch out for how much we share with others, whether it be energy, words, ideas, whatever have you. We don't want to totally cut off connections to others, because at that point we lose some sort of humanity. We lose some sort of, compassion for others, things like that. So we don't want to totally just be like, no, and be a robot. That's not what we're really gunning for. So just be careful. If other people have shunned you out, fuck them, move on. But if it's something that you've done by yourself, you need to really recalibrate that and not totally, disown everybody around you.
I am not going to do you a disservice by pronouncing your name wrong. Okay? Because I cannot pronounce that name properly. And I don't understand what you're saying. Why should you apply for Canada or England study visa? Because that really has nothing to do with what we're doing here.
I think they're asking for a card to see yes or no, whether they should go to Canada or England.
England.
Oh, there you
go. Because Canada is standing out, but like as no, like a sore point. I don't know why, but I've noticed it. You've wrote it a couple times, and for whatever reason, that's what I'm giving you. I don't know why, but that's what I'm giving you. Okay. Yod is the first thing that came out. And Yod, again, is Hebrew. And in astrology, it is when a couple of sextiles come together, more or less, and are pointing at a very pivotal moment. A very pivotal moment in direction of changing things in either the world and your personal life, so to speak. So you were getting a Yod. Now, in Hebrew, Yod is like a hyphen or like a comma. Not a comma, the hyphen, the like before you put like boys, before you write S. So it's the tiniest, it's the tiniest little thing in their alphabet. It looks like it would be the smallest thing with the least important thing, least important energy. However, the Yod is actually the most important and the most powerful of all of them because it means creation. So whether you're looking at it from an astrological point of view or from the Hebrew point of view, this is a moment of creation. But considering everything that we're going through, I asked it to pull out another card. And what came with it is the Queen of Wands. Now, for me, the Queen of Wands, especially with this deck, automatically talks about changing your DNA, changing your vibrational frequency, taking control, sitting on the throne. This is, taking the inspiration, becoming that eagle, flying and going with it. It is self-discovery. It is partially Leo energy. It is independent, finding your inner leader, but it is the creation of you creating yourself. So stick with that healing and continue to work with that, continue to walk through that, because that's going to turn out to be something magnificent if you continue to stand in your power, follow that cheetah.
Ace of Skulls or Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This speaks to insecurities and just lacking in the material. It's understandable. It's wintertime. Prices are going up everywhere. So it's not something that not everybody goes through. Everybody's going through it in one way, shape, or form. It's about learning to maybe have a nest egg for your nest egg. Make sure you're putting aside that extra little bit for the hardships of the season. People are still overcoming the holidays and things like that, and just, shit hitting back to back to back to back. And we need to manifest, like she said earlier, right at the beginning. Manifestation is key right now. So if you haven't been doing it, I mean, I don't know what the hell to tell you at this point.
And apparently I just can't be with a card. I'm just going to speed through this one. I'm getting Libra with I balance. Libra is your relationships, balancing your relationships, balancing the people that are in these relationships, making sure you're not losing yourself within them. Then I am getting the 10th house. This is that outer world, the authority of the outer world, those friends, those relationships of that outer world is taking a transformation. It's changing. It's literally going to look like another country shortly as far as what your personal individual life is. And then it's transforming. Scorpio, which is birth, death, and rebirth. Just know nothing is staying the same right now. Stay working the course, stay going towards it, just stay on point and keep being honest with yourself.
We have 7 of Swords in reverse. Normally 7 of Swords traditionally is a guy picking up any and every sword he can after a battle, after a conflict. Here, this is about being a little more calculating, a little more reserved. So if you've had conflicts with others, dial it back, take a look at it from a different perspective, and know that everything isn't lost just because you guys had an argument. You can come back and start a new day, and everything ideally should be a little bit normal. If they go to bring something up, or you feel like there's something that was left unsaid, maybe not come off so harsh or aggressive, to meet in the middle.
What I have coming out next is Mistress of Harmony. It's Hathor. And isn't she a mother goddess? Mm-hmm. Also?
Yep.
She's a mother goddess, but here it's speaking about meditation, communication, that connection, and culture. This is the mother giving us it's going to be okay, but there is changing taking place. This is about growth, but it's giving you the warning, because I have it with the poet of Avon, and it's reminding you, don't go after the fame, don't go after the pride, because that's just going to cause more stagnation. Go after the soul. Remember, you've heard so many people talk about that green comet after 5,000 so over many years coming through, this week. It's been throwing everybody off. It's been getting them extra emotional, or else they're in their power because they've been doing their work and they feel the thriving energy. Either way, it's saying, don't get too cocky now. The healing's not done. Don't think that you got it all right and start shooting for the star and then find out you shot for just that fame and fortune and kind of missed the mark. So this is still going in that direction. Remember, in this case, Hathor would be a perfect energy to help you through it, to understanding. If you work with this, not just entity or goddess, but Egyptian. She would be a good one to help you understand yourself as you're going through this growth, because she went through a lot. She did.
So we have 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is amazing. This is what we should all be striving for. Harmony and balance within everything. Here we have the couple by the ocean. Normally it's rainbows and there's like children playing in the background. It's a happy life, a harmonious little nook. That's what we need. This is what we need to be manifesting, especially by, April. I think I said that a couple of weeks back, there was something in April really big for people, and it's the time to get cooking, get that stuff flowing to where we need to be.
And I'll tell you, I've been saying it since for a while now. What is it? January, February, March, April. Yeah, April is like slap down. It's like, what is that saying when the flight is about to take off? Put your trays down and everything in upright position. We're about to take off. That's pretty much what April's going to be like. You're going to be like, blah, 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 what the hell? You're going to take a major shift right then. That between those two, and it's going to be completely a different situation. I am having left and right relationship grief and personal judgment going on from spirit and medium. And this is having a lot to do with the heart chakra. It's having a lot to do with the throat chakra. Not to mention that the card I got is come together. Or together, not come together. But it is speaking to you, not just of balancing yourself, but balancing your relationships. Your relationships are an extension of your energy. Anything that you are part of, anything that you are a part of is a part of your energy. The environment you keep is a part of your energy. This is understanding that relationships have been under scrutiny. They're at a level of scrutiny is just a joke anymore. You've been shown. Period. I'm sorry. You've been shown, period. But this is speaking to yourself about, like I was saying, we're being given it to that we still love others, and you don't want to cut off people completely, but you are getting to where it's, I put my foot down. I'm going to be meaner about it. I'm not going to be naive. I'm not going to be pushed around for your satisfaction. And relationships, if they're going to be real relationships that are going to be healthy ones, because that's also the Merkabah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is also about Metatron, taking the doubt out and okay. It's not the doubt out. He's going, he's singing to me military songs right now, is what I'm getting. And this is all about more or less standing in your power, standing in your worth, standing in your value, because you will be creating it. And this is about making sure that your relationships are an extension of what you want them to be. You need to start seeing it from that perspective, not the other way around.
Sometimes we give people way too much power over ourselves when they just give us, a dirty look and things like that. It's something we definitely need to change. And my final card is going to be Seven of Wands, which speaks to conflict. Not a good way to end, but it's one of those things of just beware. Like she was just saying, stop with the conflict, stop with letting people sit there and, bump heads and stuff like that. Now's the time. We need to flourish, and we need to flourish for ourselves. At the end of the day, all we have is ourselves.
Yep. I mean, when you go, there's many of us who go home alone every day. At the end of the day, you're still by yourself. You were brought in this world by yourself, and you usually leave it by yourself. And I say it that way because you only have now. Don't hold on for later, because you might miss that opportunity to make sure that you're making things as well as you can. Because I'm definitely having Metatron standing in right now. Because after what I just said, the card that comes out, the path is long, but it is healing. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Or for Breaking the Cage on Sunday when I do it live at 11. Bye. Say bye, Kelly. I love her. Just, yes. Bye, everybody.